Flyingwolf for healthcare reform. As you can tell by the evergreen behind me, fake evergreen behind me, you can tell by what day it is. This is the day the Senate signed their version of the healthcare reform bill. The fake healthcare reform bill. Because without public option, you are not going to reform healthcare. It's still in the hands of all the insurance companies. Plus, they threw a mandate on top of it. If you don't buy health care, you get fined. You have to buy health care. If you don't buy health care, you get fined. Everybody is mandated to have health care, else you're fined. Now, the health care, they said they limited it to 8% of your income. 8% of your income is still a whole lot of money. I figured out if you're making $20,000 a year, just like poor people money, like me, it's like $66 a month. It might be more. My math isn't that good. Okay, you have to pay at least that. So at $66 a month, I figured out it's like $1,600 a year. Else you pay a fine. The fine is $600 a year. So how is that going to make people to go buy health care? Because either you pay $1,600 a year at least, or you pay a $600 fine. People go, especially if they're young and they're making a lot of money, I'll pay the fine. Okay, which makes that whole mandate stupid. Only thing it hurts is poor people. Now the Senate bill has been bought. Every senator that put his name on that, and it's mostly men, got a chunk of change for their state. Max Baucus got about $3 million to upgrade some stupid border crossing that nobody ever uses. The Nebraska senator, the one who didn't want any options for women's choice, his state doesn't have to pay their end of Medicare fees. So what? They get free Medicare. They don't have to pay anything for it. That's making a lot of people mad. This is why this thing is like 2,000 pages. It's to provide the little earmarks in the pork for everybody who signed on to it to get their chunk of change for their state. If the Republicans actually did something, like made some kind of motions besides just whining and crying, you could have done something about that. But no, they were a bunch of babies, so they just opted out. So the Democrats did what they wanted to. I mean, I'm a Democrat myself, but I don't like what happened with the Senate version of health care. So, I mean, and then they want to, the only sex education is for abstination or abstinence. Abstinence means like there's no sex at all. And your teenagers act like they're babies, like they're Barbie and Ken until they're old enough to get married. Well, that's not going to happen. No way in hell. I mean, I lived the days before there was Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade was in 1973. I went to high school in the 60s, late 60s. Okay, back in those days, the popular kids had these parties. They invited the less popular kids, especially the less popular girls. Less popular girls ended up getting raped. They couldn't say anything about it. Why? Because the more popular kids would say, hey, they wanted to do that. That was their thing. They wanted to get laid. They wanted to have some, you go to a party, I know, it wasn't me, this is hearsay now. You went to a party because the popular kids invited you there, and hell, you could be one of the in crowd, you wouldn't be picked on if you were one of the in crowd, otherwise it's like jail. Everybody's trying to kill you. Public school's like jail anyhow. But, if you went to one of these parties of the popular kids, of course they didn't tell you what all the other stuff that was happening with parties with the popular kids. You could be popular too. You could be one of their friends. You could be friends with them, and you wouldn't get picked on. And your mother would be more proud of you because you could go out and do stuff. You could meet more people, and get a way out of the creepy town that you lived in. And in my school, I know there were kids who were raped. Except, even if they went to the judge, and they said, well, I was raped by, Joe Smart. Joe Smart said, I got 3 friends that said that was someplace else, because that's the way they arranged it. And, these kids got pregnant from being raped at these parties. They couldn't say nothing. They couldn't do nothing about it, They had to go down a staircase, head first. They had to jump out of a second-story balcony. They took poison. Kids in my school died because they were raped. They couldn't say anything about it, and they were pregnant. And it was just a shameful thing. Okay, you just sacrificed your life. I mean, how much different is this than honor killing over in the Muslim world, No, it's not different at all. And people like these right-wing Christians, they want women to live in that horror story. And it's wrong. That's why we're never going to have health care. We don't have women's choice. We are not going to have real health care reform. And we don't have public option. We are not going to have the health care reform that millions of people in all the other industrial countries have. We're practically a third world nation as far as health care goes. And that's the fault of these rich people who just want to suck money out of the poor. And that's my current word on health care. Thank you. Happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. This is Flyingwolf, signing out.